What if you had a crystal ball that could look into the future? What would you look at? Perhaps you'd like to know who's running the country, or if you ever married your childhood sweetheart. Or perhaps you'd like to know what you do for a living. Well, there's no doubt that technology has changed and continues to change the way that we live and work. So what of 10 years' time from now? Will offices like this be obsolete, or will robots be doing our jobs? Well, to ask those questions, I've come here to Cognizant to see if the experts can shed any light. Ben, it's great to meet you. We're here at the Centre for the Future of Work at Cognizant, which you're the director of, and it's here where you're examining the impact of technology on the future of work. So can you paint a little bit of a picture for us on what that's going to be like, if it's all doom and gloom and if we're all going to be out of a job?
No, I don't think that's true. Even in an era where machines can do everything, there's still going to be plenty of work for humans to do. It's just going to be different work. The sort of work that we're doing today will increasingly be substituted with software and robotics, and we'll have to imagine and create and invent new work. And we think here at the Centre for the Future of Work that we'll be able to do that.
So what sort of roles are they? What sort of roles are we going to see in the future that maybe don't exist now but are going to be quite prevalent in 10 years' time?
Well, one of the big ones that we think is emerging is what we call an algorithm bias auditor. In a world where machines are increasingly making decisions on approving a mortgage, for instance, the algorithms that make those decisions will have consciously and unconsciously biases built into the software. The audit role will morph and mutate into being able to understand what is within those algorithms, making those decisions, ones that humans can understand and justify, and ultimately stand up in front of the court of public opinion and stand behind.
So how can employees prepare themselves? Do we all have to go back to school and retrain and reskill?
I think it's safe to say that every job is going to have more of a technological component within it in the future. But to imagine that all jobs in the future require you to be able to code and to program and understand algorithms, again, I think that's a misread of the reality of what's going on. I think in the future there'll be a lot of jobs which continue to require the human touch.
And what sort of a role are employers going to have to take?
We're seeing models emerge where companies are saying, we'll pay for the retraining, we'll pay for the training courses you need to go on, but you need to do that work on your own personal time. So we think that's a good model, and that's something that every company and every individual could be acting on.
So employers then, will they be taking from a pool of skilled workers that they've trained themselves internally, or will they be looking to find that talent externally?
There's always a tendency to think that the grass is greener elsewhere and that we can hire our way into the future. But that's frankly quite difficult, and the price points, the salary points that a lot of the next generation talent wants is going to make that prohibitive. We think it makes more sense to look internally at the existing staff that you've got and think about how we can upskill those people, retrain those people.
So can you summarise for me then, how do we prepare ourselves? How do employees and employers prepare themselves for the future?
The number one thing to do is to pay attention. And if you're doing that, you're giving yourself a chance to figure out what's meaningful to you, what's relevant to you, where are the landmines, where are the kind of things you want to avoid, and where's the path to the future of your work.
Ben, thank you so much for your time.